Hi, this is Sikta. I am the mother of Eishaan, who is in grade 1 of Silver Oaks International. So, knowing my son, when we started looking for a school, I wanted to ensure that I put him in a school. I mean, as a parent, I felt responsible to ensure that his the fire inside his belly to ask questions remains as it is, and that sort of hones and develops him into a better person as he progresses. So for me, the primary thing that I was looking for in a school was a school who would look at his overall development, not just the education in terms of the book, the theoretical knowledge, but also the practical knowledge that he would get from a school. Most importantly, the overall development. So for me, it was extremely important that the school would focus on those logical reasoning. The school would focus on his overall development. The school would encourage him to ask questions. So when I was exploring the different schools and when I came across Silver Oaks, I think from the point of the overall curriculum, which spoke of an overall development of a kid and not just a specific aspect, is what really drew me towards, the school. So I was really happy, in fact, with my decision when I finalized it, because I saw the campus, I saw the curriculum. I met the principal ma'am, and I was quite impressed with the way the overall things were. So we went ahead and decided to get him get his admission done in Silver Oaks for grade 1. As a parent, I definitely had a lot of reservations, concerns. The constant thought was it all going to be worth the money? Am I making the right choice? Or probably should I move him out and put him into a school where probably the overall expense could be a little less? Because how was I going to justify what I had thought in terms of the expense from a point of an overall education which seemed worth it, but now with the challenge of COVID and just managing it from home, how much could a school really do? So that was the thought that was running in my mind, and it was great. I still remember the conversation that we had with the principal ma'am, assuring us that they are looking through to see what is the best that they could impart to the children. So that's where I thought maybe I should stick to my instincts and continue with the school, and rightly so. I'm really happy that I stuck by that decision. So that's where the journey with Silver Oaks began. He was delighted to be part of the classes every single day. He loved his classes, and as a parent, I had that opportunity because of COVID to be around my son as the classes were going on as a spectator. And I got that opportunity to see what and how the education was being imparted. What was it that was, apart from the education that was being offered to students to enrich themselves? And I must say, the last few months have been amazing, because I have seen my son evolve. He has, and exactly as per my expectations. He has been taught things with not just saying this is what it is, but explaining why it is the way it is. And I think that has made a huge difference in the way I have seen him evolve as as an independent individual, starting from how to manage his own classes to being able to ask those right questions, the questions that bring out the right answers. So I must say that from the point of the overall development, I realized that the school was just not focusing on one part of the child's education just to manage through the COVID situation, like maybe let school start and we'll figure the rest of the things out. It was absolutely not the case, and that's what surprised me the most, and that's what makes me today share my experience with such pleasure, because I had not heard of the theater in education. I had not heard of such concepts of so much of focus, rather, more than not having heard. I think the focus that was given onto TIE, my son loves all such things, and he had an opportunity to be part of plays. He has already had an opportunity to be part of drawing competitions. there are the other things that he would be on a rotational basis being part of, like you have the Einstein's Club or the Little Workers, where it's more about arts and crafts. And what really, really impressed me was how the school was constantly making an attempt to impart values alongside education. And I had really never heard of any school where there was a book which said Mantras of Mahatma. When I heard of this Mantras of Mahatma, I was bold. I just loved the school, and I saw the way my son started to understand and sort of imbibe those values within himself, consciously, unconsciously, because of that education that was being imparted to him, and not just the bookish knowledge. It was way beyond that. There's music class, there's yoga class. The day starts with an assembly where everybody takes turns to present, overcoming their fears. So it's been a great experience, a great journey for my son, who used to struggle to read a specific word using phonetics. He never clearly understood probably what it was. And today, in just maybe a year's time, or even less, because actually school started a little later, and I see him read words like discrimination, technology, those huge words, and it fills me with so much of pride to see that the decision I made was absolutely right for my son. Kudos to the team of teachers who have evolved along with every one of us. And I think that is something that should not be overlooked at, because I think all the teachers had to, pick things up much in a much faster pace to be able to then impart the education in the right way, a way that is right for the existing situation. So kudos to this entire team. And as my final comments and observation, I would like to say I have heard constantly in multiple occasions from all, and very consistently from all the teachers, one statement which says, don't worry, go ahead, read. It's okay. I'm there to help you out. Don't have the fear. Go on, read a sentence. Go on, probably write. Go on, give your exam. Don't worry about the results. And this, to me, I think is the foundation of a great education system. It's an amazing group of teachers led by the entire, the board who is driving it, the principal ma'am. And I can see a future with bright little individuals who, irrespective of a situation as challenging as this, have had a scope to develop themselves to the fullest.